Alex wakes up suddenly, and he is surprised to find himself in a crate, surrounded by 5 other crates. He tries to open the crate and screams for help, but no one answers him. He continues to force his way out, but to no avail. After trying to escape for a while, he gets tired and tries to think about his past events, but nothing comes to mind. He brings out his phone to call 911, but unfortunately, there is not enough network to make the call. He gets tired of trying and shouts, "I did not do anything!" and continues to shout for help after he gets no response to his statement. Later on, Alex spots his car keys and tries to loosen the bolts of the crate. After trying for a long time, he manages to remove one of the bolts, but the crate does not even bulge. At night, Alex continues to make a hole through the bolt's hole and starts losing his concentration as he is getting hungry. After hearing a sound outside, Alex looks through the window and sees a light down the woods, which frightens him. The next morning, Alex is unable to sleep comfortably and wakes up when an ant crawls on his face. Alex quickly notices a meal in the room. He eats the food hastily, as he has been hungry for so long. While eating the meal, he hears an airplane movement and tries to spot it to call for help, but the airplane leaves without hearing him. Despite Alex's screams for help, he breaks the plate of meals out of anger and urinates inside the glass after feeling the urge to pee. He continues to think of ways to escape, but all his ideas are unproductive. Bored, with nothing more to do, Alex carves out the word killer on the crate with a stone. Suddenly, Alex hears a noise outside, but he is disappointed when he realizes that it is just a butterfly. He then notices a book on the floor outside. He ties it to his shoelace to his jacket and tries to drag the book with his new invention. After multiple attempts to get the book, he finally succeeds. He goes through the book and finds some names with their pictures in the book and wonders who they are until he gets to his page. He is surprised to see his name and picture in the book, causing him to throw the book down immediately. Later that night, Alex has a dream about finding a chainsaw in his crate. He picks up the saw and cuts the crate to escape. He runs into the woods until he gets to the highway, where he sees a man driving on the road who helps him escape. However, Alex escapes from his dream and realizes that it was just a dream. He picks up his phone and decides to make a video recording, just in case he does not make it out alive. He says that he cannot remember anything, but the person that kept him there wants him alive but not free. He also says that he met food and water in a corner, even though he does not know how they got there. He mentions every means of escape he has tried, and says that if he dies there, he wants his family to know that he loves them. His phone's battery becomes low, and the phone shuts down, which makes Alex sad. The next morning, he finds food and drink in the same corner and eats. Meanwhile, in another crate, Julia wakes up and wonders where she is, just like Alex did. She calls for help, alerting Alex, who tells her to wave her hand to find out which crate she's in. Julia asks him if he knows why they're in the crate, but Alex tells her that he does not know anything, as he has been stuck in the crate for 3 days. He asks her if she remembers how she got there, but she says that she also does not remember anything about her previous events. She tries to break the crate, but Alex tells her not to, as she already tried everything, and the crates are too strong. Alex tells her that the people kept them there want them alive, as they give him food and water, but he does not know who brings the food and water, as they bring it at night while he is sleeping. While she brings out her phone, Alex tells her not to bother calling anyone, as there is not a server, and tells him her name. Right after, Alex looks at the book and finds Julia's profile in it. He confirms her name and age, but Julia is surprised at how he knows. He tells her that he found the book and he thinks he belongs to the person who put them there. Alex says that they are chosen and selected for a reason, but he does not know why. He adds that there are 6 of them in total in the book, and Julia confirms that there are 6 crates in total. Alex thinks that they are connected in one way, but Julia says that they did not know each other before this. Alex thinks that they are chosen for either something big or a sick game, because they are being watched. Julia and Alex play a game by communicating their moves, and Julia says it is not fair that she does not know what he looks like, but he knows what she looks like, as he has seen her picture, while Alex describes himself Julia hears a noise in the woods. She sees through the window and sees a man in a coat, which scares her. She informs Alex that someone is looking at them. He later sees the man in a coat walking past the crates and calls out to him. They beg him to release them and ask what he wants from them, but the man continues to walk away without giving them any reply. Julia thinks that they are going to kill them, but Alex promises her that they will make it out alive. The next morning, Jake, Brianna, Alice, and James shout for help from their crates, waking Alex and Julia. Alex throws his glass cup to have their attention, and they ask him why they are there. Alex says that no one knows why they are there and says that he has been in the crate for over a week. Brianna asks why he has been in the crate before them after 3 days. He explains that they saw someone last night, but they could not recognize him. He also tells him that they have been waking up to fresh food and water every morning, as someone puts it there when they are asleep. He asks them to introduce themselves. They all introduce each other, and Alex checks through the book. He quickly realizes that they are not here by accident, but it is all planned. None of them can remember anything, but Alex thinks that maybe they are being punished. Jake believes that they are going to die, but Julia believes they will make it if they should look out for each other, and they all agree. They all deal with their situation differently as they all try to escape. At night, Alex checks the book once again, trying to figure out how they connect as Alice whistles. Even though Jake shuts her up, 2 men in coats bring food for Jake, but he knocks them down and escapes. Jake runs into the woods, but the men follow him. He falls to the ground and breaks his legs, causing the men to catch up with him. A scared Jake asks them who they are, but they all raise their hands, and a bright light appears. The rest figure out that Jake is dead, and Alex says that they should stay calm while Alice cries. The following morning, Alex looks through his window and figures out that he is missing something. He stretches his hand outside the crates and feels the panel lock. Even though he does not know what it is, he calls Julia and asks her to throw her phone at him. He uses his jacket and shoelace to get the phone, and he takes a picture of the lock. He tells her about the lock and says that he can open it if he gets the code. Julia suggests the letters on the crates, and Alex believes that is the code. He looks through the book, tears out each page, and arranges them on the floor. He solves the puzzle and writes the letters and numbers on the crates down. He realizes that the letters on the crate mean something and figures out that the code is New Era. Alex tries the code using Julia's phone as a guide and opens his crate. He quickly runs out to release the rest, starting with Julia. Everyone is surprised at how he gets the code, but he reminds them that they have to leave. Although they don't know where to go, Alex suggests they run through the woods and they will find a road eventually. After running for a while, a man in a coat catches Julia, but Alex rescues her, and they continue to run. Julia falls and injures her leg, but Alex stays with her while the rest runs to get help. She tells Alex that she cannot continue to run while the men in coat surrounds them. James, Alice, and Brianna are also caught and taken back to the crate. Alex asks them why they are doing this, but the men raise their hands, and the spaceship arrives, which takes them away. The group wakes up in an unknown place and tries to figure out their new location. Alex discovers that Julia has been healed, and they spot Jake while trying to figure out what is happening. Jake tells them that they did not do anything to him, but only brought him there earlier. He reveals that their planet, Mars, has been destroyed by an asteroid. The men found them a new home called Earth to continue the Martians' existence. But Alex is confused. Julia reveals that they are the chosen ones, as they are the ones to continue their race.